The world is coming to an end within the Marvel Universe. The Eternals decided that the X-Men needed to die because they discovered a way to resurrect indefinitely. And the Avengers got involved by waking up an ancient god in an attempt to stop all of this. But instead of ending the war, the god decided that the entire planet would be judged. And if they fail, they all die. This is Comicstorian. We take comic book storylines, break them down into an audio drama, and we have a lot of fun doing it. If you want to know where you should be in the world of comic books right now, what you need to collect, and what looks amazing, then check us out. We help keep you up to date on what is going on in the world of comics with these audio dramas. And if you want to know a place to start looking to start your collection, check out Shortboxed. The link down below will lead you to a contest we're running right now. Now let's go ahead and start issues 4 and 5 of Avengers vs. X-Men vs. the Eternals. The world is still reeling for the progenitor's claim that everyone will be judged, and that the one person that everyone thought would pass didn't. But even though Captain America failed his test, he prays that the others will somehow manage. This brings riots in the streets, homes, and hearts. Captain America can't be everywhere, so instead, he speaks to any camera that anyone is listening to. He tells everyone that they're going to live, even though he tries not to show the sliver of doubt in his eyes. Still, he fights on. He needs to believe the world is fundamentally a good place, but the world may think different. Meanwhile, at Avengers Mountain with the newly liberated Star Fox, the Eternals, along with Tony Stark, try to formulate a plan. Cersei suggests they just connect Star Fox to the machine so that he can use his powers to emotionally manipulate the world into loving one another, just long enough so that they can pass the test of the Celestial. Star Fox tells her, absolutely not. If he uses his abilities like that, they will fail. They will all. And if they can't even pass the test, they deserve. So if they can't believe that love can win, then what's the point? But that isn't to state that he doesn't have a plan. Star Fox then meets with those in power. First, the mutants. There they discuss philosophy, single malts, and hard-nosed business. And he listens. Next, he meets with the kings and monarchs, the secret lords and the elected princes. He talks about whatever they wish to talk about, and he listens. He then meets with many people, and he listens. He empathizes. It is the other half of his powers. He finds common ground. It's when he is finally finished that he stands before the world and he tells them that they have a choice. They can choose life over death, but making a better world isn't easy, and they have to start somewhere. Mutants offered some technology before, now they can offer more. And that's not all of it. They've seen Eternal tech at its worst. Imagine this tech at its best. If they agree to this package of human rights and environmental concerns, they'll have access to certain celestial tech. The Eternals will help them build a paradise, a world where all can love life as it deserves to be loved. However, not all of the Eternals are on board with Star Fox's message, at least not Druidge. Druidge knows that things are not going his way, even to the extent of having loyalists suggest that people worry that his rule will fail. But if he were to solidify his positioning, he'd have something with meaning, something that will take the eyes off of him. He could unleash the Unimind and destroy the mutants once and for all. Uranos tells him that does have merit. The Unimind is the most fundamental of their people's weapons, a fist formed of fingers, a bundle of sticks bound together to thrash the lessers. But as an alternative, I am still here waiting. Druidge looks at Uranos, knowing that he could easily lay waste to the mutants, but there would be more devastation than anything. No. Instead, he will call the Unimind, call all of the Eternals to merge with it so that their actions may be swift. As the Eternals arrive, Cersei and Star Fox are among them, and Druidge asks if they finally have come to their senses and joined the winning side. Cersei asks if he really thought he had any loyalists. It was them messaging him from the Unimind. After all, it's not just a weapon. Star Fox says that it's also their democracy, and they call for an immediate vote for a new Prime Eternal. Druidge says that there's no way that they could win. He still has the numbers, but Cersei calls to Icarus and Gilgamesh, asking how is the infiltration and sabotage doing. From the inside of the machine, Icarus says that it is a task far easier when all of the Eternals are off making war. Moments later, the place only Eternals may have entered is opened up to others, and the mutants begin to pour in. Jean Grey is their voice, and she shouts that they all vote for Star Fox. In Druidge's mind, he says that they're going to win. They're going to take it all away. Uranus tells him that he has one last chance. He is the patriarch. If he is in the Unimind, then he controls all of the votes. Democracy would be removed and true tyranny would be resumed. Release him. Let them win together. The voting begins. It doesn't take long for Star Fox to be voted the Prime Eternal. However, it doesn't stop what comes next. A portal opens, another one does as well, and then a swarm of them all opening a path out of the heart of the Earth, each bringing cosmic hellfire onto the surface. Next, unthinking drones fly out to scour, sting, and sear. From the armories of the heart of the Earth comes the incandescent power from the black heart of a dead star. And at this moment, Druidge realizes his mistake. However, there is hope, as Tony Stark believes that using some of the readings from Uranus' attack on Mars, he may be able to open a portal straight to him. But he will need an electromagnetic charge like they wouldn't believe. But he is pretty sure that there is someone among them who can handle that part. Moments later, as the charge is being given, Uranus asks who could possibly, and then stops. "Aren't you supposed to be dead?" Magneto tells him, "Foes always thought me to be heartless. I am merely made literal. But hate will serve long enough." There is a fight of cosmic scaling, but it is diversion. A diversion that lasts as long as it is needed to. Tony radios in telling Magneto that the hack is complete, that he has control of Uranus' portals. Suddenly, all of the destruction being brought upon the world is turned and focused onto one single person, Uranus. With him beginning to be reduced to almost ash, he is returned to his cell, giving Star Fox the proper time to address the progenitor proper. He tells the Celestial that the world has been woken up in a mad rush to try and justify themselves. Sure, there's still problems. People are still fighting and there's still a war going on. They're still disagreeing about what right means, but look at what they've done. Peace and plans for a better future for everyone. We can make this world a heaven, but we need more than a day to do so. It's not too late unless you make it too late. It's all in your hands. The progenitor does not speak, but it lifts its hand. The world watches as they wait to see if it's going to go up or down. The progenitor thinks and then speaks. "You have lived long enough. You have had 1,000,000 years. You'll never do enough. You have run out of tomorrows. The first to see the light, the end of the world, is Captain America. He holds up his shield to protect those that he can, but it is not enough. As he looks at all of the people who were just incinerated before his eyes, he realizes something. We're all going to die. As judgment is rendered, those able to start ahead of the Sundering flee, buying what little time they have left. But in New York, Cap sits down in a sea of ash as a woman walks up, handing him a coffee, telling him that she is sorry. He tells her that he is too. All of his life, he thought that he could inspire people to make a difference, that this world could be better. He thought that they could pass. The woman laughs. "Ha! I knew that we'd fail, but I appreciate it. My name is Jade. I'm Steve." And the two sip their coffees. Cap and Jade begin to idly chat, but their conversation is cut short when Nightcrawler appears, telling Cap that he's going to save the world that hates, fears, and doesn't judge him. He thinks that everyone should see him give this false god a piece of his mind. "Are you interested, Cap?" Cap smiles. "Sure, I've sat here long enough. I need to get up." He takes his hand, and Nightcrawler teleports Captain America way up to the North Pole, telling Cap that the professor is linking this to everyone. "Give it a slap for us, Cap!" Captain America looks up at the progenitor. "You know, I've stood in front of tyrants before, and they were all sure that it was all over, that they had won. They were as sure as you are. Heroism isn't about strength. It's about not giving in, and the truth is, it's not over as long as any of us are still standing. The world can hear me, so know this. We are all Avengers now. Assemble and avenge!" As the progenitor moves his hand over Cap and Nightcrawler, they're incinerated, just as the people of New York were. Seconds later, in Krakoa, Nightcrawler emerges from his resurrection pod asking how did it go. Jean says that it was just what the world needed. It's a bit more calm and anger, but that anger is directed. But now, with no hope, Xavier asks what they need to do next. And Cyclops says that the best option they have is the same. There's a node inside of the progenitor. If they can hit it, they can destroy it. But before doing so, they'll evacuate the cities that could be caught in the fallout. Bishop says okay, they've got a target. What can the Eternals bring to the party? Star Fox and Cersei say that they have a problem. Their first principle is protect the Celestials. If they try and attack, they'll begin to bleed from their eyes. However, they do have some interesting news. It appears that all of the Eternals have turned off their psychic firewalls. It would be terrible if someone were to just take over their minds and make them punch their god in the face. So with that, the call to arms is heard across the world. Every able body, whether it be human, mutant, or eternal, runs headfirst into what is most likely their doom. They fight and they fight and they fight, all while friendly faces all melt away in the cosmic fire. Not many survive. They did just fight against a celestial god. But as only a handful escape, the progenitor turns its attention back to Earth, to which the Earth pushes back, giving everyone precious seconds to live. Nightcrawler says that they tried the big hammer approach. Rest in peace, Thor. Now they try the scalpel. They're going to try the infiltration. And what little of the groups remained returned to the progenitor. Jack of Knives tells everyone that there's no point in even cloaking. It knows that they are there. He'll be damned if his last mission is a failure. That means that it's distraction time. Everyone get inside. Wolverine asks Jack what he's doing, and Jack asks, what did the flag guy say? Avenge me. Do that. Stab it deep for me. The team hurries in, and Jack rushes back out, calling the progenitor's attention. And just as he finishes calling it out, his body is turned to ash. Back home, Exodus tells Nightcrawler that they only have a few eggs left. Cyclops must return. If not, it's heresy. This is against all of the rules of Krakoa to do what you want to do. Nightcrawler tells him no. It's against our custom, and customs have a habit of being way too big for their boots. As long as we live, we try something new. It's what we do. Cyclops is a great leader, but he's not who the Earth needs right now. And as soon as the egg gets ready to hatch, an arm bursts through, holding a shield. And the story is only going to heat up from this point forward. We now have Captain America coming back to life, but the progenitor is still wiping out everyone on the planet. How can the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Eternals put an end to this? How can we save the world? Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let me know what you're enjoying about this storyline down below. We'll be concluding the storyline in the middle of the week, but we gotta do a couple Halloween-themed things first. So please consider checking us out the rest of this week. I'll see you soon. I'm Benny. This is Comicstorian.